Ken will pull out of the revenge plan. Emmerdale spoilers follow. Emmerdale airs a major turning point for Will Taylor next week as he desperately tries to pull the plug on his revenge plans. A remorseful Will struggles with second thoughts after a frightening incident involving his wife Kim Tate. Viewers know that Will is plotting against Kim with help from her financial advisor Peter and a mysterious third party who's currently out of the country. They've arranged for Will and Kim to renew their wedding vows on Christmas Day, luring Kim into a cruel trap. Next week, Will's unease grows as Peter makes another unwelcome visit to home farm and piles further pressure on him over their plans. Later, Kim decides to enjoy a Christmas Eve horse ride, but there's a worrying turn of events. The horse ends up wandering the home farm fields alone, with Kim nowhere to be seen. Will spots this worrying sign and frantically goes looking for his wife. He's terrified when he spots a seemingly lifeless body in one of the nearby fields. As Will rushes over and finds Kim unconscious, he calls 999 and is genuinely concerned for her. Any thoughts of revenge are long forgotten as Will desperately hopes that Kim will pull through. Later, Will tries to stand up to Peter once again, vowing to back out of their scheme at the last minute. Peter still has other ideas, leaving Will with a big decision to make. On Christmas Day, Will and Kim prepare for their vow renewal, but will it go according to plan? And who is the mystery figure who's preparing to return to the village and cause chaos? I felt pretty butch. Mark Charnock opens up on Marlon and Ross's explosive showdown in Emmerdale. Emmerdale spoilers ahead. Mark Charnock, who plays Marlon Dingle on ITV's Emmerdale, has shed light on the brewing tension between his character and Ross Barton, played by Mike Parr. Next week's episodes promise a dramatic escalation as Marlon and Ross clash, with Marlon's daughter April Windsor caught in the middle. This conflict is set to reach new heights, as April's rebellious behavior leaves her family scrambling to cope. April's downward spiral. April's recent struggles stem from her kidnapping ordeal and the shocking revelations about her late mother, Donna. Viewers will recall that Donna, terminally ill at the time, sacrificed herself in 2014 to protect April from dangerous criminal Gary North. Ross, who was deeply connected to Donna, recently told April the truth about her mother's actions. However, his honesty backfired, with April internalizing guilt over her mother's fate. Mark Charnock explained, April is a young girl trying to process an unimaginable amount of trauma. Learning the details of her mother's death has only deepened her feelings of guilt and confusion. Marlon is doing his best, but it's a lot for any father to navigate. April's pain manifests in rebellious behavior, culminating in her attempting to buy cannabis, a shocking revelation that leaves Marlon furious and desperate to regain control. A tense confrontation. When Marlon discovers April's troubling actions, he quickly pins the blame on Ross. In a dramatic scene, Marlon confronts Ross outside his home and accuses him of influencing April's rebellion. Speaking about the intense moment, Mark Charnock revealed, I felt pretty butch. Mike Parr is brilliant to work with, and this scene was fantastically written by Peter Carey. Marlon's rage boils over when he sees Ross exiting his house, knowing April gave him the keys to squat there. It's outrageous to him. Charnock continued, Ross says something provocative and Marlon reacts by grabbing him and pinning him against the wall. But what's fascinating is Ross's calm response. He doesn't even raise his arm, simply warning Marlon that he'll regret his actions. The power dynamic is clear, and Marlon realizes he's the underdog in this confrontation. It was a lot of fun to film. Jealousy and suspicion. When asked if Marlon feels threatened by Ross, Mark admitted that jealousy plays a significant role in the conflict. There's definitely an element of jealousy, he said. Ross's close bond with April has always been a sore spot for Marlon. It's not just about Ross's shady past, it's also about Marlon's ego. He's her dad, and he feels possessive of that relationship. Mark added, if Marlon were more open-minded, he'd see the value in April's connection with Ross. Ross was incredibly close to Donna and could offer April insights and memories of her mom that Marlon simply can't. But Marlon isn't ready to acknowledge that yet. Despite the animosity, Mark praised his co-star Mike Parr, saying, Mike is such a generous actor. I'm lucky to work with amazing people, and it's been a joy reconnecting with Mike after a few years. Christmas chaos. April goes missing. The drama intensifies on Christmas Day when April mysteriously disappears. Her sudden absence leaves Marlon frantic, forcing him to consider the possibility of foul play. One suspect is Jade, a known enemy of Ross, who has already kidnapped April once before. Mark elaborated. Marlon's worst fears come to life when April vanishes. Initially, he turns to Bob and other family members for help. But as the hours pass, he realizes he has no choice but to involve Ross. The situation forces Marlon and Ross to set aside their differences, at least temporarily. While their partnership is uneasy, both men share a deep concern for April's safety. A glimmer of hope. Despite their fraught relationship, Mark hinted at the possibility of a future truce between Marlon and Ross. Somewhere along the line, I wonder if there'll be a meeting of minds between them, he mused. There's so much history and emotional baggage, but there's also a shared connection through Donna and April. It's a complex dynamic, and it's been great to explore that as an actor. What's next for Emmerdale? As viewers gear up for an explosive Christmas storyline, the stakes have never been higher for Marlon, Ross, and April. Will they find common ground in time to rescue April, or will their animosity prove to be their downfall? For more Emmerdale spoilers and insights, don't miss our exclusive previews and photo galleries showcasing what's ahead. Tune in to Emmerdale weeknights at 7:30 p.m. on ITV1, with streaming available on ITVX.